The following presentation discusses salary calculations and adjustments. Calculating employee pay often means looking at the exceptions as well as the norms. Our district hires staff throughout the year, including educators, paraprofessionals, hourly staff, and non-aligned positions. While many employees assume their roles on the first day of school, others arrive in subsequent months during the school year. When this happens, salary calculations are required to ensure employees are paid correctly. Comprehending these calculations and their effect on employees' pays is critical. Clear communication is the first step in sharing required payroll functions. Explaining our methodologies transparently ensures employees trust our process. Clarifying the details provides understanding of the employee payroll process to ensure our staff's expectations are managed when it comes to their pay. The following presentation provides an illustrated explanation of employee salary calculations, which may be useful to newly hired or resigning staff members, as well as employees taking a planned leave of absence. Salary calculations are required in several situations. When employees are hired and begin working after the first day of the school year, when employees separate from the district by resignation, termination, or retirement, when an employee takes a leave of absence from their position, and when employees change positions or experience a change in job status. The following are key terms you will see throughout the following slides. Your annual salary is your salary based on your position, including the number of days worked annually. Your per diem rate is your annual rate divided by the number of days your position works during the school year. Your period pay is the amount of your gross pay per pay period as a salaried employee. Your pay is equally divided over a specific number of pays per year. Your maximum earnings are the maximum monies you may earn based on your annual salary and the actual number of days worked in the year. Received are the monies received through the most current payroll date. Will receive are the monies to be received in future payrolls through the last pay date of the year. Adjustment are the monies owed to the employee or owed by the employee to the school district based on the required salary calculation. This slide illustrates an example of a new hire salary calculation. Let's walk through the process to ensure you have a better understanding of how we calculate your annual pay if you begin working any time after the first day of school. First, we verify your annual salary in the payroll system. Next, we verify your per diem and period pay rates. We then define your earnings period, which is the date span of your actual days worked during the year. Once the dates are defined, we count the actual number of days worked during the year. Using the number of days worked and your per diem rate, we calculate the total maximum earnings possible for the year. We then count the number of remaining payrolls and multiply them by your per diem rate. This calculates the total pay you will receive based on the number of payrolls left in the school year. Finally, the difference between your maximum earnings and the pay you will receive for the remaining payrolls in the school year is the adjustment, which may be positive or negative. In this case, the employee owes just over $500 based on their total days worked for the year at their rate of pay. In this slide, We are calculating the salary for a departing employee using the same methodology as the new hire calculation. Again, we verify your annual salary, your per diem rate, and your period pay rate. We calculate your earnings period, the total number of days worked, and multiply that by your per diem rate to obtain your maximum earnings based on the days worked during the school year. We then calculate the number of pays you have received and multiply that by your period pay rate to obtain the total pay received thus far. We calculate any remaining pays and multiply by the period pay rate. We add the total to the total pay received thus far and calculate the total earnings. We subtract the total earnings from your maximum earnings above to find the adjustment, which is either owed to payroll or to the employee. Leave of absence calculations, such as parental leave, are a bit more complex. The first steps mirror new hire and separation calculations, finding the annual salary, per diem rate, and period pay rate. The difference lies in the determination of the earnings period. The earnings period comprises several date spans, each covering a part of the leave. The first date span represents the dates worked before the leave begins. The number of days are counted and multiplied by the per diem rate to obtain the total earnings for that period. Next, we note the date span for your first 20 days of leave, which are paid at 100% by the district. Counting the days and multiplying by the per diem rate yields the total earnings for this portion of the leave. We repeat this action for each segment of the leave. The second and third spans of days are paid at 100% and 50% respectively, and are dependent upon the number of sick days you have available. For example, if you have 14 sick days available, they are paid at 100% multiplied by your per diem rate to obtain the total earnings. The remaining 26 days of your leave would then be paid at 50% of your per diem rate. Finally, we determine the remaining number of days in the year after you return from your leave and calculate your earnings during this period. The total of these calculations provides us with your maximum earnings during the year. We then follow the same exercise of determining the pay you already received and your remaining maximum pay. We then multiply your remaining number of pays by your period pay amount to obtain your actual remaining pay for the year. The difference of these figures is the amount of the adjustment owed to payroll. Once the payment is determined, it is equally divided into deductions spread out through your leave. Given the amounts of these adjustments, payroll calculates an off-step amount for your remaining pays. This is done by subtracting the adjustment amount per paycheck from your regular period pay. The result is your new pay period amount. Leave of absence calculations are complex with many moving parts. The payroll department is expertly versed in salary calculations and the appropriate methodologies used to determine both positive and negative adjustments. We are here to assist and provide clarity as needed. For employees starting after the first day of the school year, the number of days missed will be docked from your first paycheck. An example of a newly hired employee follows. The first day of school for staff is August 27th. The start date for the new hire is September 3rd. Therefore, the number of days the new hire has missed, based on their start date, is 3. 3 days will be docked from the first paycheck received on September 15th. Docking can only be executed on the first payroll of the year. Any employees who start and miss the first payroll date of September 15th will need to be calculated before the September 30th payroll is processed using the new hire calculation we covered in the previous slides. Employees may have several questions about payroll, particularly new employees receiving pay for the first time. The Payroll Department's page of the website offers information on payroll dates, payroll process, and the Employee Self-Service Portal. This portal provides employees access to their pay stubs, W-2s, and the Net Pay Simulator, a tool to estimate your net pay based on changes to your period pay and/or your deductions. These changes will result in a new net pay, which employees can view by using the simulator. The Human Resource Department's webpage provides additional employee information, benefit information, and forms for a variety of uses. Employees may reach out to any member of the payroll department with additional questions regarding their pay at any time. We are here and always happy to assist.